guys, and welcome back to my channel. Before I get started with today's video, I do want to tell you guys that I am doing a giveaway. If you want to enter the giveaway or want to know how you can enter the giveaway, just watch my last video, and at the end I tell you how you can enter it. I will be announcing the winner on August 26th, so make sure you enter because I think it's like next week. But yeah. Also, I'm wearing a red lipstick. Guys, I never ever wear a red lipstick. So let me know how you feel about my red lipstick down in the comments down below. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this video. Okay, so boom. This story takes place when me and Lily's dad had broken up. I was talking to this guy and he was super sweet. He was super sweet, right? So, but I was really open with him and I was like, you know, I'm not looking for a serious relationship right now because I just got out of a serious relationship and I know that I have a lot that I need to work on. I knew that I wanted to be a better daughter, a better mom, a better person, a better friend. I just overall wanted to be better. So I knew that I had a lot to work on if I wanted to jump in another relationship and be successful. I know that there was a lot that I had to work on, right? So I was open and told whoever it was that I was talking to at the time, I would tell them, like, I'm not looking for a serious relationship right now. Like, that's something that I can't give you right now. And I think he was hopeful that, like, maybe I would change my mind with time. And I knew that I was stubborn and I knew that there was a lot that I had to work on, so it wasn't gonna happen. So, okay, he like as anybody would, he wanted more, right, out of the relationship that we had. It wasn't like official, but it was still a relationship. He wanted more and he wanted me to meet his family, and I wasn't like against it because he was super sweet to me and to Lily, and I was just like, I don't have any intentions of like not talking to you anymore, so why not? You know, like, it wouldn't hurt to meet somebody's family if I'm obviously like entertaining him and he's super sweet. Maybe in the future, like, maybe it does work, maybe. And his family lived pretty far away and he would go back and forth from like work and here and like stuff like that. And he grew up here, he went to school here, whatever, cool. But at the moment he was over there. And so he was like, you guys would just come over here for a week and spend the week with us, whatever, right? And so I was like, okay, I'm down. And so we go and we go with them. And we get there, and when I walk in this lady's house, there's a huge baby Jesus, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm down with baby Jesus, girl. Like, I'm about that life. So I go into the next room and there's baby Jesus again in a different outfit. And in like every room in the house, he had a different outfit. And I was like, okay, baby Jesus is popping in this bitch. Okay, like, baby Jesus is all the way popping in here. Okay, I'm down. And in the living room, they had like this big Virgin Mary like wall thing, right? So as normal like Mexican women, like older ladies like my tias and stuff, like, they have baby Jesus and the Virgin Mary everywhere. All right, so that was like nothing new to me, right? But it was a little weird that he had like different outfits in every room. Like, it was a little bit weird. Okay, so we sit down and she's like asking me how my trip was, like, you know, we have like a little conversation. And then out of nowhere, and like, he's sitting next to me, right? So it's a little bit awkward just because he's not like chiming in. It's just me and her, which, all right, cool. She wants to get to know me. And then she's like, are you on birth control? And I just look at him and I look at her and he's not saying anything to her. So I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, but I'm super awkward, guys. You guys already know this, so I don't know what to say when people like go left and shit, right? So I'm like, yeah. And then, okay, cool. And she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna let you guys go so that you guys can get situated, like, you guys can put the baby to sleep, like, you can go to sleep, whatever the fuck you guys are gonna do, right? All right, cool. But she's talking in Spanish because she only speaks Spanish. Okay, So the next day comes and he goes to work and I'm there with her. And she's like, so what are your intentions with my son? And bitch, we are not 15. He's not a 15-year-old girl. And what do you mean? So I honestly didn't know what she meant because she was talking in Spanish and I don't really know what the fuck she meant. I know Spanish, but when people were like, ¿Qué son tus intenciones? I'm like, wait. And so I was like, what do you mean? And she goes, yeah, like, what are your intentions? Like, are you guys gonna be serious? Are you gonna come move in here? Like, what are your intentions with my son? And I was like, oh, well, like right now we're just taking things slow. Like, you know, we're just taking things really slowly. We both don't know if this is something that we really want. Like, we just don't know yet. And she's like, oh, well, I know my son and I know that he's really shy to tell you that this is definitely what he wants. I'm sure he would love for you to move here. You can go to school here, blah, blah, right? And I was like, you know, maybe like after I finish school, we can talk about it. But that's something that like right now, we're not really, you know, focusing on. And she's like, oh, okay. So she drops it. And then, so, okay, like, the next day comes and, like, days go by, okay. So we're outside, and she's like, oh, this house, we got it because I talk to Jesus in my dreams, and he always he always makes me see things like visions, right? She has, like, visions in her dreams. And she's like, and he told me that I should insist on getting this house because this house was already being sold by the time we found it. And she's like, but I talked to the lady and I told her my visions and stuff, and she believed in the same things that I believed in, so she sold me the house. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And she's like, yeah, I see a lot of things and God always talks to me, right? And she's a little creepy, but I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And so then we go inside, and then I remember I had lost at least 15 pounds. Like, my clothes fit bomb.com and everything was big on me. And because I hadn't ate, and I would drink so much water. I hadn't ate because I felt really uncomfortable that it wasn't my house. And her food looked really fucking disgusting, okay? So I hadn't ate, and I would drink so much water because it was so fucking hot. And I remember this day we were in the kitchen, and she's like, if you know that your food stamps are accepted here, so if you want to go grocery shopping or buy milk or something, you can go ahead and do that. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, in my head, I was like, how the fuck do you know that I get food stamps, for one? For two, we're only here for a week. Why the fuck would you tell me to go buy my own groceries? Are you dumb? Like, I'm not even eating. Like, hello. And so she was like, I'm just telling you because I was just like, oh, okay. And she's like, I'm just telling you because they accepted mine when we came from over there. And I was like, oh, okay. And then that was that. All right, cool. My husband comes home from work, and she tells Lily, oh, Lily, your grandpa's here, go. And that's where the bitch had me all the way fucked up, because if you guys know, Lily only has one grandpa, and my dad already passed away. So bitch, grandpa who, okay? And so she was like, your grandpa's here. And I was like, that's not her grandpa. And she's like, of course he is. Like, you guys are family now. And I was like, this lady is really fucking trying it. Like, she has me all the way fucked up. So I was like, okay, whatever, you're fucking weird, you weirdo. The whole time I'm there, she's just being a fucking weirdo, okay? And like asking me questions that I'm so uncomfortable with. And then here comes the day where like it's the last day, like day that I'm gonna be there, because I'm leaving the next morning, like super early in the morning. And so we're gonna go to a wedding, and so I get dressed, whatever. Me and his mom go to the church thing, and he doesn't come, which is awkward because I think this lady's a fucking psycho and I don't want to go anywhere with her. So I'm like, all right, cool. So me and his mom go, and Lily go to the church part, and it's so long, guys. Like, everybody's getting married at the same time. It's not just one person getting married, it's hella people getting married at the same time, okay? So it took so fucking long, and I was annoyed with her already, and I was being like a little bit rude to her because I was just done with her. Okay, before we were going to the church, she wanted me to straighten her hair. So I was straightening her hair, and we were talking, and she's like, the reason I asked if you were on birth control was because Jesus talks to me, remember? And And I'm like, girl, don't try it, because I'm holding the motherfucking straightener and I will burn your bitch ass. And so she's like, oh, I asked you because God put a vision in my dream and I'm gonna have a grandson soon. And I was just like telling you because you guys are gonna have a baby soon, right? And I was like, girl, not me. And so like, this is what I'm telling her now, right? So I'm like in Spanish, I'm like, no, well, I'm on birth control, so I mean, it's not me, maybe it's one of your other sons. And she's like, oh no, it's not. And I'm like, okay, girl, it's not, but it's not me. And so she's like, well, yeah, and I think it'd be great if you lived here, and you can go start looking for schools for Lily. You can start going to look for schools for you to go to. And this bitch is just moving way too motherfucking fast. And her son is old enough to tell me what the fuck he wants. And if this was his idea of having this bitch try to tell me what to do, he has me all the way fucked up too, because you don't know who you're talking to. So then I was like, no, well, like, I mean, maybe, like, we'll see later on with time. I'm not trying to shut her down, but I'm just like, girl, no. Like, I already told you no. And he can speak for himself. He's a grown-ass man. If you feel some type of way and you want something, like, let me the fuck know so I can tell you that I can't give it to you. And I had already told you that. So, okay, cool. We go to this wedding, and his cousin, I got super close to his cousin this week, like the whole week, because they would hang out together a lot, and he was super fucking funny. His mom was the sweetest lady I have ever met. They were so cool. But, no, I should have dated his cousin or whatever. But anyways, we went to the wedding, and he was being such a little bitch. Like, he was being such a mama's boy, and he was getting on my motherfucking nerves. Like, I didn't know anybody over there, and he wouldn't even like sit by me. He was sitting by his cousin, and he was talking to his cousin like, they why don't fuck your cousin or something, you know? Like, he was irritating me. And he was like in his mom's ass. Like, that week I just seen who he really was, and I was like, I am not about this life, sir. Okay, I'm wasting my motherfucking time. I could have been at home with my other booze or whatever, but you wasted my time. Okay, so yeah, like, he was getting on my nerves, and then I even like went outside and I called my best friend and I started crying because I was being a little bitch, and I was like, I want to go home. He's so dumb. Like, I'm so tired of him. They're so fucking crazy. They're probably gonna do voodoo on me. Like, I'm never gonna get to go home. And she was like, you need to relax. You're coming home tomorrow. Like, just relax. So yep, when I got home, I was like, Mom, you need to take me to McDonald's because I'm starving. Okay, I ate McDonald's. All right, boom. When I charged my motherfucking phone, bitch, and I got his messages talking about, babe, are you okay? How are you doing? Starting to be like his regular self, right? And so I text him back, and I was like, look, sis, okay, this is not gonna work out. I don't think that I'm ready for this, and you already know how I felt, and honestly, I'm not really feeling it, and I'm sorry, and I wish you nothing but the best, you know, the usual. And I blocked him as soon as I sent that message. I blocked his number, I blocked his messages, I blocked his Facebook, everything. But you was blocked. You were not coming back. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200 and go straight to motherfucking jail, bitch. You are not coming back. Bye. Bye. See you never. Okay? And that is the time that I had a crazy psycho mother-in-law. Let me know if you guys have a crazy mother-in-law. You guys are all welcome to talk down in the comments below. Your mother-in-law does not have a YouTube. So, okay. I mean, I hope she doesn't. I mean, if she does, like, tell her to subscribe. I don't care. I don't judge. But I love you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video.